internal resistance of cell. देखो, as we know, जो cell it consists of two electrodes, two plates. This is copper, this is zinc with electrolyte in a vessel. This is positive electrode, this is negative electrode, and this is H2SO4. This is cell. This cell, it maintains the potential difference between the two ends of a conductor and 2 points of a conductor to maintain the current. So to maintain the current, we have to maintain the potential difference across the conductor. That potential difference is maintained by a device that is known as cell. ठीक है. सो इस सेल में क्या है, इसमें है मतलब प्लेट दो विद इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स H2SO4 होगा, CO3 होगा, कौन सा होगा, क्या होगा. ठीक है. सो हमें क्या पढ़ना है कि दिस सेल इट हैज internal resistance. As we know, resistance it is the property by virtue of it opposes the flow of current. Same is the case. ये जो इसमें है the resistance offered by the electrolyte to the flow of electric current through it, that is called internal resistance of the cell. ठीक है. सो जो रेजिस्टेंस ऑफर करेगा कौन सा, दिस electrolytes of the cell to the flow of electric current, that is called internal resistance of the cell. ठीक है. The opposition offered, the resistance offered by the electrolyte of cell to the flow of electric current through it is called internal resistance of cell. ठीक है. ये जो इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस है इट इज डिनोटेड बाय, इसको हम डिनोट करते हैं स्मॉल आर से. स्मॉल आर जहाँ पे होगा उसको हम बोलते हैं क्या, इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ द सेल. ठीक से. ये जो इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ द सेल इट डिपेंड्स ऑन नंबर फर्स्ट क्या डिपेंड किस पे, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द टू प्लेट्स. Distance between the two plates. That means this R, internal resistance, it is directly proportional to the distance between the two plates D. ठीक है. Which means that if the distance between the two plates is large, then the resistance offered by the electrolyte is high. क्यों? Because ions has to move a longer distance. So they have to move longer distance from one plate to another plate. So which with the result the resistance है वो increase हो जाएगी. So this is or is directly proportional to the D, that is the internal resistance of cell is directly proportional to the distance between the two electrodes. ठीक है. नंबर सेकंड जो है डिपेंड, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द नेचर oblique conductivity of electrolyte. ठीक है. Nature of the electrolyte internal resistance is inversely proportional to the conductivity of the cell. नेचर हो गया, नेचर क्या, ये कौन सा मेटल है, मतलब आयरन है, जिंक है, क्या है, इसका नेचर क्या है, कितनी मतलब इलेक्ट्रोलाइट कौन सा है. तो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द नेचर ऑफ दैट नेचर ऑफ दिस इलेक्ट्रोलाइट एंड द कंडक्टिविटी ऑफ दिस कंडक्टिविटी जो है, कंडक्टिविटी ऑफ दिस सेल, जो इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस है आर, इट इज inversely proportional to the conductivity of the cell. Conductivity, that means if conductivity of the cell is large, then the internal resistance will be small. क्यों? क्योंकि if conductivity is large, then it will conduct more and more, the resistance will be small. ठीक है. If conductivity is small, then internal resistance of the cell it will be very high. So the conductivity of this cell is directly proportional to the resistance of the internal resistance of the cell. Yeah, internal resistance of the cell is inversely proportional to the conductivity of the electrolyte. More is the conductivity, less is the resistance, and less is the conductivity, more is the resistance. Okay. Number 3, it is concentration of electrolyte. अगर concentration, it is directly proportional to the concentration small c. ठीक है. अगर concentration of the electrolyte ज़्यादा होगा, then resistance of the internal resistance will be large, क्योंकि it will be more thick. Then ions has to collide more and more. So the internal resistance automatically increases. So more is the concentration, more is the internal resistance of cell. Less is the concentration. को जितना पतला होगा electrolyte उतना कम resistance होगी, जितना मोटा होगा electrolyte concentration उसकी ज़्यादा होगी, तो it will be then it will be large. ठीक है. Number 4, जो internal resistance है, it is inversely proportional to the temperature of the electrolyte. If temperature of the electrolyte is large, then internal resistance will be small. If it is less, then it will be large internal resistance. So it is inversely proportional to the temperature of the cell, electrolyte. So the internal resistance is inversely proportional to the temperature of the electrolyte. More is the temperature, less is the internal resistance. Less is the temperature, more is the resistance. Number 5. It is inversely proportional to the area of the plates. जो electrodes होगा, अगर इनका area ज़्यादा होगा, then the resistance will be large. अगर इनका area कम होगा, then resistance will be small. So this is internal resistance is inversely proportional to the area of the electrolyte. So ये जो internal resistance of cell, it depends on the distance between the two plates, the conductivity of the plate, this electrolyte, nature of the electrolyte, concentration of the electrolyte, temperature of the electrolyte, and area of the electrodes. This is the internal resistance of the cell.